Good morning, Junie B. Jones. Smells something fishy, part 2. Chapter 5, Catching Friends. I watched the little worm very careful. He wiggled himself into the dirt. I tapped on the glass. Yeah, only here's the problem. Now I can't see you anymore. And so what fun is that? I asked. I took off the lid and put my lips in the jar. Come out! Come out wherever you are! I said real loud. And then I waited very patient, but the worm didn't come out. And then all of a sudden my brain thought of something very important. Of course he didn't know I was talking to him. How could he know I was talking to him if he didn't even have a name? I quick closed my eyes real tight and I tried to think of a worm name. Pretty soon my eyes springed wide open. Doodle! I said real thrilled. I will name you Doodle, 'cause doodles and worms are twins, practically. I yelled in the jar again. Here, Doodle! Here, Doodly! Little Doodle Doodle! And just then Mother peeked her head in the kitchen door. What's all the shouting about in here? She asked. Who's Noodle? I pointed to my dirt jar. Doodle is my worm. Only he crawled away into the dirt and now he won't come out. Not even what I call his name. Mother looked in the jar. Maybe he's taking a nap, she said. Or maybe he's just exploring his new home. I tapped my chin. Maybe. Or maybe he might be looking for some friends to play with. And just then I did a gasp. Oh, Mother, I bet that's it. I bet little Doodle is lonely in there. I bet he's looking for friends. I zoomed to the closet speedy fast and I put on my sweater. Hold on, little Doodle, hold on, 'cause I can help you with this problem, I think. And after that, I grabbed Noodle's jar. And me and him zoomed outside to the garden again. Friends do not come easy. First, I tried to catch a butterfly, but it quick flied away. And then I tried to catch a grasshopper, but it wouldn't stand still. Also, I tried to catch a cricket and a gnat and a lizard, but those guys would not cooperate either. Finally, I sat down in the grass real glum. I am a flop at this job. Only just then I saw something very wonderful, and it's called 3 ants were walking in the grass and they were carrying a cheese puff on their heads. My heart got very thumping. Doodle! Hey, Doodle! I found friends and they've brought a delicious cheese snack! And after that I picked up the ants and the cheese puff and I dropped them right inside the jar. And that is not the only good news. Because just then a big buzzy fly landed right on my sweater sleeve and I swatted him with the jar lid and he did not even die that much. I put him in the jar too, and then I danced and danced all over my yard because now Noodle had friends and I had pets for pet day. And that is called Happily Ever After. Chapter 6, Sparkle. I ran into the house very thrilled. Mother, I found friends for Doodle. I found Buzzy the swatted fly, plus I also found 3 ants and a cheese puff. Mother looked at her friends. Oh my, she said kind of soft. I know it, Mother, I know. It is oh my. Doodle will love these guys. I know he will. And after that, I quick took the jar to my room and I put it on my bed and I waited for Noodle to meet his new friends. I waited the whole entire afternoon, only Noodle never came out. At dinner time, I walked to the kitchen very slumping. Doodle is still hiding, plus the ants ate the cheese puff, and Buzzy the swatted fly, he bit the dust. Mother lifted me into my chair and she put stew on my plate. Yeah, only how can I even eat stew? 'Cause I'm depressed, I tell you. And just then someone opened the front door. It was Grandma Helen Miller. She was bringing the ice chest back, and guess what? There was a giant fish in that thing. My eyes popped out of my head. Grandma Miller! Grandma Miller! That fish is almost as big as me! I said real thrilled, and Grandma Miller looked proud of herself. It's called a largemouth bass, she said. He's a beaut, isn't he? Oh, he is, Grandma. He's a beaut. Look at how shiny his skin is. Let's name him Sparkle. Want to, huh, Grandma? Want to name him Sparkle? Grandma Miller laughed. Name him whatever you want, sweetie. We've got 3 more in the truck just like him. Come on, everybody, come see. And that's how come Mother and Daddy went out to the truck. Only not me. because I wanted to stay with Sparkle, that's why. I waved at the guy in the ice water. "Hello, Sparkle, how are you today?" I said. "I'm fine, are you fine too?" I patted his head. "You want to swim, Sparkle, huh? You want to swim in the freezing water?" And after that I got down on my knees and I swimmed him all around. "I wish you were my fish, Sparkle. If you were my fish, I would take you to school for show and tell, and you would be the star of the show." And just then I got goosebumps on my skin, because that was the bestest idea I ever had. "Sparkle, hey Sparkle, maybe you could come to pet day with me, 'cause you are way better than my pet jar." And after that I lifted that big guy right out of the water. Only too bad for me, because Sparkle fell on the floor. "Oh dear, you are a chubby one, Sparkle. And so how am I going to get you to school? That's what I would like to know." And just then I saw Tickle's dog leash. It was hanging around the chair, and I danced all around the kitchen. "A leash, Sparkle. A leash is the answer to our problem." And after that I quick grabbed the leash, and I put it over Sparkle's head, and I pulled him all around the floor. He slided as easy as pie, and just then the back door opened. "Junie B. Jones, what in the world do you think you're doing?" It was Mother. She was back from the truck, apparently. "I think I'm sliding Sparkle. We are practicing for pet day." Mother shook her head real fast. "Oh no, no way, Missy. You are not taking that fish to pet day." "Yes, Mother, yes way." "You are not, I love this slippery guy. Please, Mother, please, please, please let me bring him." Mother did some deep breathing. And then she sat down next to me and she made her voice not yell. "Okay, I want you to listen to me very closely, Junie B. I know you like the fish, and I know you would like to take him to school for pet day. But pet day is for live pets, Junie B. And maybe you don't realize this, but this thing is, well, honey, Sparkle is dead." I nodded my head. "Not a problem," I said. Mother did a frown. "Not a problem? What on earth do you mean, not a problem? Of course it's a problem. You can't take a dead fish to school." I raised my eyebrows at her. "How come? Is it in the rules?" "No, of course it's not in the rules." I smiled. "Good, then I can take him." After that, Mother stared at me a real long time. And then she closed her eyes and she put her head on her placemat. And she didn't eat her stew. Chapter 7, Sneaky Grandma Miller. Grandma Miller stowed Sparkle. She waited till I took my bath, and then she sneaked into the kitchen and she took Sparkle home with her. I ran all around in a tizzy. "She stole him! Grandma Miller stole Sparkle, and nobody even stopped that woman!" Mother said to quiet my voice. "Your grandmother did not steal Sparkle, Junie B. She caught him at the lake. That fish was hers, remember?" She picked me up and carried me to bed. "You're just going to have to accept this, Junie B. You cannot take a dead animal to school for pet day. End of story." And after that, she kissed me goodnight on my cheek, and guess what? I did not kiss back. On Monday morning, Grandpa Frank Miller babysitted me before school. I did not speak to that guy, because he's married to the thief of Sparkle, that's why. I ate my breakfast very silent. Grandpa Miller looked at my pet jar on the counter. "Boy, oh boy, look at those ants, would ya? They're always on the go, aren't they?" He squinted his eyes at them. What's that they're carrying around on their heads?" I did a frown, and then I thought very careful, because the chief puff was already gone, and so what could they be carrying? And just then my eyes got big and wide, because I had a bad feeling about this situation, that's why. I run to my jar speedy fast. "Oh no! Oh no! It's Buzzy the swatted fly!" I quick took off the lid. "Put him down! You put him down right now, and I mean it!" The ants did not obey me. That's how come I zoomed them out to the grass and I shake them right out of my jar. "Go home, ants! You go home this very minute!" And the ants went home. I brushed my hands together very proud, 'cause I saved Buzzy, that's why. And after that I reached in the grass and I picked up my jar, only something didn't feel right. Exactly. Oh no, it was empty. All of the dirt was gone, and Noodle was gone too. Noodle! Noodle! Where are you? Where are you? And then I crawled all over in the grass, and I searched and I searched and searched, but I never saw Noodle again. Chapter 8. A surprise in the freezer. I cried on my bed for a real long time. Pet Day is ruined. It's ruined. It's ruined. Grandpa Miller looked all over the house for pictures of Tickle. He taped some on cardboard and brought them to my room. Look! This doesn't look too bad, does it? I raised my sagging head off the pillow, and then I looked at the pictures. And I patted him real gentle. You did your best, old man, I said very soft. Grandpa Miller rolled his eyes up at the ceiling. I looked up there too, but I didn't see anything. And after that, I got out of bed and I dressed myself for school and I walked to the kitchen, very slumpy. Grandpa Miller made me a turkey sandwich. What do you want to drink? I did a sad sigh. Orange juice, please. Grandpa Miller opened the refrigerator. Orange juice, orange juice. I don't see any orange juice. I went over and helped him look. We couldn't find the orange juice anywhere, not even in the freezer. Just then my grandpa moved the frozen vegetables. And guess what? My heart almost stopped breathing. Because I couldn't believe my eyeballs, that's why. Grandpa Miller! Grandpa Miller! Do you see what I see? Do you? Look! Do you? Grandpa Miller looked close. Well, I don't see any orange juice, that's for sure. I danced all around the room. No, Grandpa! Not orange juice! It's a pet! I see a pet for Pet Day! See it, Grandpa? See it up there? And then I clapped my hands real joyful, and I skipped to the freezer, and I grabbed it right off the shelf. Chapter 9, my proudest moment. Pet Day in room 9 was very exciting. There were cages with furry animals and bowls with fish. Plus also there was a snake and a hermit crab and a rooster. That rooster's mine, said that meanie Jim that I hate. He'll peck your head off if I tell him to. He'll peck it right out into a nub. I made a sick face, because a nub does not sound pleasant. And just then Lucille skipped over to me. Look, Junie bee, look at my darling riding outfit. You see my darling riding hat and my darling riding pants? And look, Junie bee, here's a picture of my darling little pony. And look at my darling riding boots. They're genuine rawhide, cowhide. I smiled, very admiring. You are a beaut, Lucille. Gracie pulled on my arm. Junie bee, come on, son, come see Slicky. He's my goldfish, remember? I bought him a brand new bowl. Come see it, Junie bee. And just then my teacher clapped her loud hands together. Boys and girls, everyone needs to sit down right now. What an exciting day we're going to have in room 9 today. We hurried up and sat, and Mrs. pointed to the pet table in the back of the room. Who would like to go first? Who would like to introduce us to their pet? Me! And then I sprinted right out of my seat, but Mrs. said, sit down, to me. And she called on Crybaby William, because that guy never springs, that's why. William went to the pet table. He pointed to his bullfrog named Wendell. I just got him Saturday, said William very shy. And Mrs. smiled. Well, he certainly is a handsome bullfrog, William. Would you like to take Wendell out of his tank for us, William? Would you like to show the children how to hold a bullfrog? And then William's face got whitish and sickish, and he started sweating a real lot. That's how come Mrs. had to put a wet towel on his head, and she said he didn't have to hold Wendell. Charlotte went next. She showed us her bunny named Slippers. She carried him all around the room, and she let us pet his head. Slippers smelled like stinky feet. And after Charlotte came Polly Ann Puffer. He showed us his parrot named Pirate Pete. Only too bad for Pirate Pete, because he kept on saying a bad word, and he wouldn't even stop. And so Mrs. had to send Pirate Pete to the office. And after that, lots of children showed pictures of their dogs and their cats. Plus, Jamal Hall showed us his lizard named Gizzard. And a boy named Ham showed us his hamster named Elvis. Finally, I raised my hand real calm. It's nice to see you being polite, Junie B. Would you like to go next? Did you bring a picture of your dog? I shook my head. No. Because I didn't want to bring a picture, remember? I wanted to bring a real actual pet. Only too bad for me because my mother said no raccoon. And then my grandma Helen Miller stole Sparkle. Plus also I lost my Doodle. And then we couldn't find the orange juices. So that's how come my grandpa moved the frozen vegetables. And boom, I saw a pet in there. So I put him in my backpack. And here he is now. After that, I quick unzipped my zipper pocket and I held up my pet for everyone to see. Fish stick! I said, real delighted. I named him Fish Stick because he's a fish stick. Of course. Room 9 stared. And stared. And then all of a sudden, everybody laughed at once. You goony bird! Yelled that meanie Jim. Fish sticks aren't pets. Fish sticks are dinner. I felt very shrinking inside. But fish sticks have to be pets, right, missus? Because fish sticks are fish, aren't they? And fish are pets, right? Mrs. was hiding behind her hands and she peeked at me between her fingers. Yeah, sure, of course fish are pets. I felt a teeny bit better. So then fish sticks can be pets too, right, Mrs.? Mrs. hid it a little while longer. Then finally she took a deep breath and she got up from her desk. Well, let's see. Maybe we should see what the dictionary has to say about this. After that, she took out her dictionary and she looked up the word pet. She read us what it said. Pet. Any tamed animal that is kept as a companion. Okay, now that we have the definition, let's see if fish stick fits the bill. She looked at me. Junie B, is fish stick tame or is he wild? He's tame, I said. Fish stick is very, very tame. He won't even peck your hand into a nub. Okay, good. And would you say that fish stick is a good companion, Junie B? Can you take him lots of places? And does he behave himself pretty well? Yes. Fish stick could even go more places than my dog, probably, because I could put fish stick right in my backpack and he doesn't even say a peep. Mrs. smiled real happy. Then she walked to my table and she shaked my hand. Well then, congratulations, Junie B. According to the dictionary, fish stick is definitely a pet. And after that, she took fish stick out of my hand and she carried him to the pet table. And guess what? She put him right next to Slicky. Grace, hey Grace, now our fishes can be friends just like us. I said, real delighted, and just then I heard a croaking noise. It came from Wendell the bullfrog, I think. And then Wendell croaked even louder. And that made Slicky the goldfish jump in his water. And that made the rooster cock-a-doodle-doo. And that made Slippers thump his loud foot. And then his cage door accidentally came open and he hopped right off the table. Oh no! Yelled Room 9. Oh no! And then all of us chased Slippers all over the place and he hopped until Mrs. caught him in the trash can. It was the excitingest adventure Room 9 has ever had. And that's not even the bestest part of Pet Day. Because at the end of school, Mrs. gave out special ribbons to all the pets. And the rooster got the screechiest. Pirate Pete got the talkiest. And Slicky got bubbliest. And Slippers got most rascally rabbit. And Fish Stick got the most well-behaved. I did a gasp at that wonderful thing. And then I shaked Mrs. hands. Thank you, Mrs. Thank you. Thank you, because this is the proudest order I have ever imagined. Mrs. laughed. She said me and Fish Stick made her day. And then she gave me a hug. And that is called a perfect ending. The end.